A great win coming back from the holiday, Christmas holiday. We want to go into the SWAC 3-0, opening up in the SWAC on January 4th. No disrespect to anybody. We want to make sure we're taking care of things that we need to take care of, things that we didn't do so well early on in a non-conference game. So the reason why we continue to press and work on things, y'all already know that's what the SWAC is about. So we got to get ready. We were prepared for the SWAC, and Thomas knew that. We was able to play a lot of different people, get other minutes for some other people, see some different combinations. But overall, I'm happy with the performance. Coming off a Christmas break, we had 6-day layoff. So just to get back out after having a 13-day layoff before we played Sanford. So just to be able to get up and down and play somebody else beside ourselves in these last 3 days after the holiday was good. So we're ready. Way to end 2024 with a win, and like I said, on a 3-game winning streak, and now we can have New Year resolution. And I told them this when the fun starts and the games count.
You mentioned that a 3-game win streak a couple times there. How important is that? I mean, it was a tough start to the season, but to be able to have a little bit of momentum, a little bit of optimism going into the most important part of the season.
And that's what it's all about, being optimistic, right? Because we talk about a lot of the HBCU coaches have talked about us playing those Power 5 schools and just getting, kind of like what we did to Thomas today. We felt that on the other end. So when you talk about you got the culture is here now, you have a sisterhood, they stick together. Like we said, it's not about how many times we get knocked down, it's how many times we're going to get back up. And it just showed a lot of bit about their character and how special they feel that we are as a group and as a unit, that we continue to grind. Right now we have 3 games, and we figured that going in we should be 6-5. We feel like Howard and going on record, and JU and West Georgia was winnable games that we should have won. But we are where we are, and compliments to them being optimistic, not quitting on each other, but staying together as a unit, because it's easy. Everybody talks about, like I said, to lose self-confidence and confidence in the team and yourself when you're getting beat by those Power 5s.
This was the first game you guys scored over 100 points since 2019. To be able to have some fun out there, just what was that like?
Well, you just keep talking about it, and I told this team it's nothing like being a part of a first, because when you're a part of a first and you do different things, or you do something that hadn't been done in a long time, like we had Josh to research when the last time we won a non-conference game on the road, and I think it was 2013. So you're thinking about this team is doing a lot of things that hadn't been done. So we're taking little inches, those inches, to prepare us for where we want to be at starting into the SWAC on January 4th. So like I said, it ain't how you start, it's how we finish. And honestly, if we would have been playing the way we're playing now in November, I'll be a little nervous, because I think we would have peaked a little bit too early, even though those games was winnable games. But we're right where we're supposed to be at. Once we come back and we assess, which I already gave them a homework and assignment, they're going to bring back on Tuesday. We got tomorrow off, and they're going to tell me what our conference records should be. So we're going to meet as a team on Tuesday, and we're going to get down to business, and they're going to tell me what our conference record is going to be. And whether it's good or not, we'll find out. If it ain't what I want it to be, they'll be running on Tuesday.
Sydney, a couple big reactions there hearing that. To know that this is a team that's kind of that's setting a new standard for FAMU women's basketball, what does that mean to you?
I mean, I expect nothing less, to be honest. I feel like we have all the pieces, and we all are a group of girls who kind of bought in, and I feel like that's nothing to take for granted, because a lot of times you can have a lot of people with talent who don't really want it for real. I feel like we had talent last year, and I feel like we brought back people and brought in new people that bought into the system and care about one another and want to see everybody succeed, and just want to win. So I'm not surprised by any of it.
And then today's game, what do you feel like went right for you guys and led to the success?
I feel like the level of intensity really played a big, crucial role in how successful we were, because to start it all off, the front line of our offense, the guards, they put so much pressure and they force a lot of turnovers, and that really is what gets us going. That's what gives us the confidence to run our sets, to get boards, to get everybody else, in line, and I feel like that's what really set the tone. And then us finishing plays, like making great shots, and also translating defense to offense.
For any of you guys starting conference play, how excited is it to get to those games that really matter?
I think Sabu should answer it because this is her last go round.
I mean, we ready. Like we was prepared for this. Like our coach made sure like they already told, because I have never played the SWAC before, so we are prepared for this. Like we prepare for January 4th, so we're excited to play.
See, you want to say anything about year 2?
Yeah, I'm excited. I feel a lot more prepared this year. Last year, I didn't play at SWAC last year either. Of course, I was a freshman. But this year, now that I know what I'm getting myself into, I feel like I can better prepare mentally for the type of players I'm going to go against. And I spent the whole offseason just, preparing for it because we already knew what non-conference was going to be like. We knew it was just battle testing us and, roughing us up a little bit, but it's time to dominate in the SWAC.
If I can go back and talk about that non-conference, I think that if you go back and look at the second half of middle, that game helped us win at Sanford. Because that game, when we came back in, we actually won those quarters and outplayed them, gave us that confidence because we was already better tested, that we knew that we can come back and win, and that was the grit that we did in Sanford. And that's all I had to do is say that in the locker room when I talked about what Middle Tennessee taught us to get back out and pressure us. So you go back and look at non-conference, that Sanford game was non-conference middle, the second half, that propelled us in order to win in overtime after having 13 days layoff. That's pretty impressive.
Well, Coach, not only do you start SWAC play, but you start with your rival at home, and that's like homecoming. Just talk about that game from that aspect. It is a conference game, but it's against your arch rival for FAMU for decades.
I told them, they should have a chip on their shoulder. They were up 12 in our gym to get to the conference tournament last year, and we came back and we won. And they stayed home and we went to the conference. So, hey, it's number one game, but we ready, and it's so important. Like you said, it's our homecoming. We've been trying to get out. Josh and them doing a great job. The students not going to be here, so we need the community to come out, which we felt the energy. I told the young ladies they might have 100, so Tallahassee, thank you for showing up and showing out. We just need the fans and the support to come behind, because what you see, y'all ask for it. A team that's going to compete, but not only do they compete and play hard, they're smart. We're smarter this year than we were last year. So this game against those people, I don't like to say that I grew up watching them all the time, it's very, very important, because it is the way you start. And it is, everybody else starts on Thursday and we got to start on Saturday. So it's huge. It's huge. Day 4th, we 5th. So.
One more question?
I'm sorry, we 5th, they 6th.
Good. All right. Thank you all.